Hey everyone, how's it going? Sabby, how are you doing? An infinite loop of studying and crying. I hope it's not that bad. Here, have a beep. Does he make does he make you feel a little bit better at least? You know, when I was back in college, the way that I viewed studying was super, it's like, oh my god, it was like literally infinite loop of studying and crying. But I think as I got older, like studying can actually be fun. Yeah, I actually really like learning new things. You know what I think it is though? It's the fact that in college, when you have to learn stuff, it's you it's because you have to learn it. You know what I mean? But when you're doing it by yourself and you can go at a pace in which you're not basically like in control. You're basically in control and not controlled by um exam schedules and like just tests and stuff. It becomes almost fun. It becomes a lot more enjoyable, I think. Hey Risharaj, how's it going? Sabi. Oh, beep beep. You made Sabi feel better. Hey Islam, Farhan. Hey, how's it going? Do you guys want to know what I did yesterday? It's pretty sad. Actually, it was very fun, but not very productive. After work yesterday, because I just had so many meetings, and I was so tired afterward. Oh no, beep beep. I was so tired that I ended up just watching ReZero. That was recommended by you guys, and I really like it. It's really good, and I binge watched ReZero for like 4 hours, and I just went to bed. Anime is a double-edged sword. It's what makes life wonderful sometimes, but it's also the reason probably like hours and hours of productivity that's lost. Sevi, you don't enjoy when you feel it as a compulsion. Yes, exactly. It's like when studying becomes a compulsion, like when it's like when you have to do it, then it's not fun anymore. Do you guys ever experience when you're in class and you have to read books? Like for me, it was like English class, but it's like the literature class, and then you have to read books for literature class or something. And then I just realized I love reading books. I've always loved reading books, but it's like when I had to read the books for class, I just like did not want to read the books anymore. It was so sad. I actually ended up not really reading until maybe like last year of college because I just didn't want to read anymore. And every time I read afterwards, I just like associated that with having to read from class and stuff, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. It's funny, right? How school has this way of making like fun things not fun anymore. It just makes it all feel like a chore. You know, that's actually one of the problems I see like a lot in people in their like late teens to mid 20s, I would say. It's like if we ask them like what are your hobbies? And then they just go like I don't have any hobbies. And I think it's because it's just like you don't really know how to enjoy doing things anymore. What do you guys think? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like you don't really know how to enjoy things. Everything just feels like a chore because school's obligation, everything like that. Ah, beep beep, ow, that really hurt. It just takes over your life. Beep beep, bad boy, why are you being like this? Ah, Jesus. Do you guys see him? He's literally biting me. I don't know why he's like this. Why are you like this today? Oh dear. Hey, yeah, how's it going? Rishraj? You received your COVID vaccine today. Nice, nice. Is it a two-step one? Did you get the first one or the second one? Hey, Michael. Rainy Georgetown, Ontario. Oh, it's rainy Chicago today too, or at least cloudy Chicago with the possibility of rain. Good morning, Maya. Sebi, registration with your parents? Yeah. Are you guys in the US? I think yeah, I'm not considered an essential worker, so I haven't looked into getting a vaccination yet. But I think you can register to do that, right? Mohammed, may I ask why you're studying for investing in stocks? Are you preparing for any quant role? No, not really. I just really want to learn how to invest better, as I feel like it's something that's probably a life skill that's useful to have. And I've always been interested in trading, specifically. So I kind of just want to learn how to trade properly. Of course, I am influenced by the fact that I do hang out with traders a lot. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. Maya, you definitely feel the same way after graduating. You actually do things for fun. I know, right? It's like after graduating, it took some time to really get back into like knowing how to do things for fun. It's like after maybe it was like a few years for me, it just felt like everything I did just felt like a chore. And I just ended up just sitting in bed and doing nothing, which is really unfortunate. All right, shall we get started? 7:37. Bibi looks like a dragon. It's a very bitey dragon. Do dragons bite? All right, let's get started. All right, break time. How was your study session? What did I cover? I covered fundamental analysis. There's a few demos looking at how to buy a dividend stock versus a value stock versus a growth stock and what to look for. Yeah. And now I'm looking at technical analysis, which I think, yep, it's another section. And then after that, I think it's pretty much less about how to choose stocks and more about how it works, like how you can actually buy stocks. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I really like this course. I like the nice balance between information and demos. It's really nice. Like watching someone do something is a really good way of understanding the thought process behind it, as opposed to someone just like telling you all the information. I like it. Lloyd, how are you doing? He is sleeping currently in a huge box that I have on the other side of the room. I think he was jumping around too much, so now he's tired and sleepy. Krishna, you're a final year CS grad. You're into MERN stack development. Are you interested in virtual hackathons? Yeah, I assume you're asking me specifically. I used to do hackathons when I was in my youth. My youth, like 2 years ago. Now not so much. I like my sleep. Yeah. Being like spending so much let me stop my screen switching. Yeah, now not so much. Although if anybody's down to organize a hackathon, I would be very happy to spread the word. Scott, glad you like the music. It's from, it's all in the descriptions. I think it was Stomp's playlist. I think it was. Yeah, he's great music. Sammy, how many courses have I studied? I haven't studied that many courses. I went through engineering's course and then now I'm just doing the investment course. That's it. I haven't done that many. Oh, it's nighttime? Ocean waves is nighttime? Cool. I guess you're somewhere in Asia, I'm assuming. The bastard build. Hello. How's it going? Yash, could you recommend some SQL courses on Udemy? I didn't personally use Udemy for SQL, but I do believe that 365 has a SQL course that seemed pretty good. When I was looking through doing my own course on SQL, I kind of looked through some of that course as well, and it seemed pretty solid. Sebi, you're not doing much today. You're doing assignments and project paper stuff. Cool. It's a nice chill day. Chill day on a Friday. It's good. Yuri, greetings from Indonesia. How's it going? Justin, you're completely done with my Python course. What should I do now? Should I do the Google Data Analytics course? Yo, I literally have a video that I'm thinking about what to do now. It's basically like how to study technical things. And I talk about how spoiler alert, I talk about how you shouldn't just do a bunch of courses because courses are not they're very good in terms of entry level, like of getting the basics down. But it's really like think about like trading, for example, right? If I just do a lot of trading courses, it's good that I'm doing this course now, so I learn what it is I'm supposed to do. But really, the way that I actually start learning is if I start trading myself. I start doing the thing that you're learning a course for. So if you already done a Python course and you feel solid in terms of like, I assume you're going to data science or data analytics, right? If you feel confident in some of like the math behind it, even if you're not too confident, as long as you know some of the math behind it, I would just encourage you to start doing projects, really, more than anything else. Like just doing course after course after course is not really gonna get you to that next level. You're kind of just always gonna gather more information, but never really learn to do the thing that you probably want to do, which is being able to build cool projects, right? Look out for that video, probably coming out next week, where I talk about how to learn technical things. Hey Ruth, how's it going? Einstein, thank you. Thank you for the like. Joseph, hello from Ireland. I studied DS from undergrad. Very cool. Ireland. Oh man. Ireland, I've just seen I think it's like just in media, Ireland is also always depicted as such a beautiful place to be. It's like that countryside feel. I don't know if it's actually like that. It probably isn't. There's like big cities. I understand that, like Dublin and stuff, but I've always wanted to go. I just want to go on a Europe trip. I want to go to Ireland, Scotland, all those places. Please, COVID be over soon. Ruth, what are you doing in investing? Not sure if I understand what that means. I'm investing. Like, yeah, I'm doing this course so that I can invest better. Right now, I'm like not a very informed investor, so I want to be more informed. Sammy, where am I from? Well, I'm originally from China. Ruth, thank you. I'm the queen. The queen of what? Baya, you're brushing up on your French with coursework and doing the Google Data Analytics course. Oh, that's such a cool combination. I assume you're interleaving the data analytics course with French. It's like a good brain switch, so the topics are different enough. Very cool. Luke, glad you could join. Just finished breakfast, ready to study. Awesome. We have one more Pomodoro left, so let's make it count. Sammy, you want to see my study notes? Yeah, sure. Just a warning, I have terrible handwriting. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about in the video coming out about how to study technical things, is about the fact that the way that I study is I don't tend to take copious amounts of notes in any fashion. But this is what it looks like. It's god awful, I know. I'm surprised if you're actually able to see or read what it is I'm writing. CJ Campbell, should I sell my Dogecoin? I don't know, man. I really don't know. Don't ask me. Hey, Huang, why? You're from Liverpool. You just randomly came here by accident? Well, maybe you can stay for the next Pomodoro. Get some work done. Whatever it is that you're studying or doing. Ruth, tell us your trading secrets. You want to know my current trading secrets? I just go and ask my friends who are traders. I'm like, hey, what do you think I should buy? They're like, you should do this. I'm like, okay. That's literally my trading secret right now, which is not very good. So that's why I'm trying to brush up on it. Ruth, you're in need of technical training. There's a bunch of cool courses, I think, on technical training. But after you get the basics of it, I probably think the best way is just to try it out yourself. There's also like paper trading, which is what I'm going to be using probably in the beginning, like TD Ameritrade. So what I'm going to use, I'm going to use their paper trading just to get my feet wet, my hands dirty. Justin, what all did you do to be a data scientist? What did I do to become a data scientist? Well, I took a winding path, but really what made me a data scientist in the end is probably because I did my CS Masters and I did an internship that was related to data science. That's how it worked out for me. Some accidents are good. Aw. Wong, why? I hope you stayed. 29 seconds. Maybe you can do something productive with all of us. Arbitex, I think that's how you spell it. Say it. Falling in love for you and DS. Greetings from Chile. That's so nice. I'm so glad that you feel passionate about data science now. I'm really glad. Sammy, you have quite a few Chinese friends from Hong Kong. Asians are cool people to hang out with. Very cool. Yeah, I love Hong Kong as well. I'm personally from the mainland, but I do go to Macau and Hong Kong once in a while. And I have a lot of Cantonese friends. Sammy, it's very messy. Is your notes at the end of the day? Yeah, my notes are super messy. I mean, I can read it mostly. It's good enough for me. But yeah, I don't know if anybody else could ever read my notes. All right. 50 minutes. Let's go. How's your study session? Then with second Pomodoro. Then I studied technical analysis, lots of terminology, chart patterns, rectangles, explaining line charts and candlestick charts, support resistance, channels, things like that. That's what I did. I can definitely see why people say that data science and investing or trading go hand in hand, because a lot of the stuff that he's saying and whatnot, it's like I'm actually tempted to go and verify that information as well. And because trading data is so nicely laid out, and there's such good APIs for it, I definitely see why a lot of people in data science are also interested in investing and in trading. Also, just like the predictive method, the fact that we're all trying to predict the future in that, in a lot of ways, is machine learning, right? So I see that now. That makes sense. How was your study session? What did you study today? What did you accomplish? See, we have a pretty lively chat going on during the study session. Mary, I actually wanted to buy that course because I've been really interested in investing lately, but some people say it's very US based or outdated. Is it very good? Is it any good? I mean, my opinion so far, and take it with a grain of salt, take it as the fact that that's just what I think right now, is like trading, you know, all these different things, like what's fashionable, what's not fashionable. It's I mean, this has been going on for such a long time at this point. So this course was from 2016, I believe. It's like a few years outdated. I don't think anything in terms of what he's covering has really changed that much. Maybe there's like things that are more in vogue now. But since it is like a very fundamentals, like he's not fundamental trading, but he's covering all the fundamentals and just the basics of how to invest properly, like how it doesn't really teach you in terms of like this is what you should do if you want to make money. It's more like what are these terms, like what's the terminology, what's the best way of like how do you calculate your own risk so that you can decide how much money you're putting into stocks, how much of your portfolio you're putting into bonds, and how much is in cash. So these are the things, it's like very tried and true concepts. That's what really he's going through, so I don't really think it matters that much in terms of that time period. Of course, he's not going to be covering stuff that's like super in vogue these days. I think in terms of being US centric, that might be the case though. Everything he does cover is based upon the US market. So I definitely see why that could be a concern for some people. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Yeah, Eddie, it is very surface level. It's pretty much just an introductory course. My philosophy is pretty much learn the basics. The best way of learning after learning the basics is to do projects, and in this case, doing a project would be actually trading myself, right? So once I pick up like what all the basic terminologies mean and what all the basic concepts are, really the best way to get better is just to start doing it myself. Farhan, yeah, lots of trading strategies out there. Yeah, I think it's very much like everybody has their own cup of tea kind of thing. So it's really about developing mine, I suppose. Typical Taylor, is college really worth it? I think Eddie summarizes my answer as well. It's a really hard question to answer. As in, it depends on your situation, you as a person, where you live, what you're interested in, what you want in life. There's a lot of factors that are going on. Although I want to say like the idea that like going to college is the only solution to end up doing well in life is rapidly changing with the onset of so much online resources, especially COVID, which really accelerated online resources and online learning being a lot more widespread now and accepted. There's a lot of I want to say like skepticism in terms of just getting a 4-year degree. Yeah. Joseph, you've been trying some optimization for using KNN to classify handwritten digits. Right now, I'm trying to generate synthetic digits that look real. Very cool, very cool. I think that was one of the like original breakthrough studies, right? That was done that showed um, how powerful machine learning is. I think Andrew Ning covers some of that in his course as well. Just XN, good morning. Sending positive vibes. Have a great day. You too. Good morning to you too. Sending positive vibes on a Friday morning. Justin, you are not studying today. You're researching about what to do next after Python for data science. Any suggestions? I think you're the person that asked like what to do after learning Python, right? My suggestion is go do a project. If you already know Python and it was a course specific for data science, you probably know enough to do your ETL now. I think just doing a bunch of courses is not really the best way to learn at all. That doesn't get you from beginner level to intermediate level. What you need to do is decide on doing a project and applying the things that you learn, and then start seeing the gaps in your knowledge and filling in those gaps. Marie, that seems fair and interesting. I already know some basic stuff the course teaches, and I already know what I want to invest in long term to keep it simple, but I guess it would be nice to know more. It sounds like, this is information overload. We're called the information age because it's always best to know more. There's always so much more information going on. My personal philosophy is like I've been spewing on about this entire time. Learn the basics of everything and then just start doing because you can just go and learn and do more and more and more things, like just learn more things. But really there comes to a point, and I think it's a lot sooner than people think, when learning all this information is not going to help you achieve your goal very much. Really what you need to do is take that plunge and actually start doing what it is that you want to do, Hey Sevi. What did you miss? I don't think you missed much. Actually, yeah, I was just talking about how I don't really believe in just like doing a bunch of courses, because we're in the information age. There's so much information that's going on right now. Like, you're never going to feel like you learned enough. The best way of approaching learning anything is learning the basics and just start doing. Yep, analysis paralysis, Eddie. Very much true. Sunny, will you do some longer study with me live streams in the future? 2 hours are way too short. Yeah, I actually might. I was thinking I might do, probably not this weekend, maybe like in a few weeks. I'll probably do like a longer study session on the weekend. Can't during work days, but yeah, especially like with the investing stuff, I think I'll like to start investigating more into it, and I'm gonna start trading soon, as when I finish this course, which won't take me that long. So yeah, look out for that. Ruth, what are the steps of doing you advise for us? So the step of doing is specific to each situation. It depends on what your end goal is. Like, for example, my end goal of studying about trading is such that, and studying about trading and investing is such that I can invest and trade in such a fashion that's suitable towards my needs, right? So given that's my end goal, that's what I'm going to start doing. Like, that's what the doing phase is. And I say, for example, trying to learn how to do data science, your end goal could be getting a job, right? That could be your end goal. Or your end goal should just be like, doing cool data science projects. Then in that case, given your end goal, then you start doing that end goal as much as possible. So an example for in terms of like data science, and your goal is to do some cool projects. Well, now that you know the basics of it, then start doing projects, because that's what you want to do in the end, right? Start doing projects, and maybe they're simpler in the beginning, but as you do the thing that you actually want to do over time, you'll start to actually notice all the gaps in your knowledge and fill that in, which is much, much better than just learning a bunch of information, like broad amounts of information, because there's just like way too much information out there. And especially for like more technical stuff, like knowing information doesn't actually translate very well to you being good at doing that thing. Just because I know all the machine learning terms, or exactly, all the math maybe behind the algorithms, right? Like, that doesn't mean anything until I start putting that together and implementing a project. Like, I need to start really putting that into action, and you'll find that there's actually a lot of stuff that you didn't realize you didn't know, or what you thought you knew isn't really the way that it actually works. I hope that made sense. Savvy, yeah, learn it the hard way. Applying what you know is very important. Yeah, it really is. Because like, what's the point of having a bunch of information if you don't know how to apply it in different scenarios? And I think that's what traditional schooling gets wrong, right? Like you sit through a bunch of these classes, you do a bunch of these things, but the question that a lot of us probably ask, which I think is very correct, is like, what am I supposed to do with all these classes? Great. You know, I now know how to like do a derivative. Now what? So what? Right? And when you actually start realizing like, hey, like I need derivatives when I'm doing machine learning, for example, then you realize, hey, like, you know, all the information that we learn in class, like all these different things that you start coming back, but there's a lot of stuff that you learned throughout this class which wasn't applicable. So you're actually doing more work in the beginning, such that you're actually going to be using. In addition to that, like without that end goal in mind, a lot of stuff that you learn, you don't realize like how to apply it, you know, in real life. If you actually see people who do like math questions, there's like this saying, like a lot of people would be like, oh, like I'm really good at math. Like, I can do like all these, like when people give me a question to do, I can do it very well. But then if you actually like have to go do your own proof or something like that, like when you actually go do your own math, you realize like, hey, like I don't actually know how to do this because I never did the thing that I set out to do. I just kept on learning these fundamental informations about stuff that wasn't super related. If that made sense. It's like also people who go like, oh, like I know Python, I know all these like data science related stuff, but then when you actually give them a data set and tell them to go find some impact from it, they don't know how to do that because they don't know how to apply their knowledge in such a way that it produces the result that they're looking for. Marie, I think to set your goal in smaller chunks so it doesn't seem as hard and you're motivated to start. Yep, that's true. Do start small. Your beginning projects or whatever it is that you want to do, they shouldn't be like huge, lofty goals. In data science, my recommendation for your first project, first of all, sometimes there's courses that include a project, which is absolutely great. Do that. But otherwise, like go and find a project that somebody already did and just replicate that. And then maybe just do a tiny bit more than what they did. Maybe you do their analysis and then you're like, hey, like let me explore something a little bit different, you know, also look into that, or just make additional visualizations. And that is your project, right? It doesn't have to be like super unique and amazing and lofty. You're just using it as a tool of learning. And as time goes on, you become better and better at what you're doing. And your projects are also going to become more awesome and more amazing, right? Sebi, Atomic Habits. Oh yes, that's I read that a couple years back as well. Very good book, very good book. Aeon, looking to change major from third year finance to CS. What do you think? I'm learning about automating finance tasks in my internship. I don't want to tell you what to do with your life because I don't really know your current situation at all. I also don't know what you're interested in, so it's hard for me to say. But personally, I don't think it's a bad idea to learn CS ever because knowing how to code, I think in any industry now is valuable. Even if you say like you just want to get a job, right? You want to get a good job. Knowing how to code is probably going to get you a higher paying job. It's also going to make you probably better at your job, even if it weren't like a coding specific job. I would just say like if you're changing to CS, if you decide to do that, careful about the classes that you're picking because sometimes like a lot of CS classes might be very theoretical, and depending on if you're actually interested in theoretical stuff or applied stuff, if you're looking for more like applied stuff, say with finance, try to pick courses that are more programming based or like application based as opposed to like theory of computing or something like that. Yep. For Han, you would recommend to practice my trading strategies on a demo account first, see if it works and adjust accordingly. Yep, I have TD Ameritrade paper trading, I think it's called, set up. So right when I finish doing this course, I'm gonna start doing that. Although like in terms of investments, like just splitting my money up into like bonds and things like that, I probably just directly do it in my own account because that's like more of the long-term safe investment strategy. But in terms of trading itself, definitely will be doing the TD Ameritrade paper trading account. Yeah, thanks for the comment. I think that was that's a very good approach to starting. Marie, you're waiting for trading 212 to open up again. What's trading 212? If you don't know what that is, you should look it up. Learn, trade, and invest. Very interesting. Oh, UK. I think you did mention that you're UK based, right? Cool. Eddie, alpaca is best for programmatic trading. Alpaca. It's so sad that Quantopian closed, huh? Commission-free API for stock brokerage. Cool. Yeah, so many. These are all things that I would love to explore after like getting my feet wet in trading and stuff. Would love to explore. I just like use my data science skill set. I mean, I have that skill set. Might as well use it, right? Sebi, Friday sessions seem to have a philosophical vibe. You like it? Must be the whole week, right? Getting ready for the weekend implicitly. It's like gotta start, I don't know, contemplating existence, contemplating why we're doing any of these things, and trying to decide if what we're doing is actually towards what our goal is. But yeah. Also Fridays, I think I'm just generally, I feel like, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Let me know if you noticed it. I feel like I'm generally a lot more relaxed on Fridays because I'm just like, oh, week is over. That I can like work more on my personal stuff, like trading, for example, editing videos, thinking about videos to film, filming videos, all those things. My weeks are very much like work heavy in the first few days of the week, and then it just kind of like goes down to the weekend. Farhan, have I looked into index funds? Yep, I have. ETFs, index funds. I'm probably gonna, yeah, like he went over this pretty much like everything starting off for funds. So before I start trading, I'm just gonna figure out like what my risk tolerances and also like what to allocate for funds and things, and just choose the funds first because I want them to be more like long-term investments, and then I'll probably actually start like the paper trading stuff. ABRTX, you're doing a Coursera course, machine learning. This is an octave. Do you know what kind of job can be applied? Oh, I assume you're doing Andrew Ng's course in machine learning. Yeah, I think it's the OG ML course, right? I did that. I've been doing that for a while as well, until I started my whole like learning how to trade stuff and trying to combine that together probably at some point. Andrew Ng's class, I don't think it's like, it's one of those classes where I think it's a really good intro class if you're interested in machine learning. I don't think it's very useful if you're trying to get a job in data science because it doesn't go into the applied stuff very much. It's very like theoretical. Marie, trading 212 is a broker and low cost fees. Cool. I think it's a UK specific, right? Rishraj, I seem relaxed and fresh today. True. I think Friday Tina is best Tina. Justin, can someone be a data scientist without a technical background? It is definitely possible. Although by the time you are a data scientist, you probably have garnered your own technical background. I assume by technical background you mean like technical like schooling, like traditional schooling. I don't really think you can be a data scientist if you don't have any technical background either from school or from self-learning, but you don't really need to get a degree, in my opinion, specifically to go into data science. Although it is harder. The barrier of entry is harder, and you're gonna have to do your own like networking and learning. So I'm sorry, I missed your comment. What did you say? Tell me again. Sevi, sad violin noises. Ruth, Tina, could you tell us a bit on how you're going to apply it for your experience? I also want to try. I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. You mean like what I'm gonna do with learning this course? My plan is to first like figure out my risk appetite and then figure out how much to allocate into bonds, into like funds, into like things like that, the longer term investment. So I'm gonna figure that out first and do that first, and then with the rest of my money, I guess, a small portion of it, I'm just gonna have fun with it and try out like trading strategies and stuff, probably using like some sort of data sciencey stuff because that's my background. I should probably like take advantage of that. But yeah, that's my plan. Gonna be pretty conservative. I'm not gonna be like I am, unfortunately for some of you guys, maybe like I'm not really kind of the hype person who's like yay like AMC GME. Like I'm not really into hype very much. I'll rather like be educated about things before like really taking a big plunge with my money. For Han, check out TradingView. Great platform for trading, has lots of features recommended by lots of traders. TradingView. Cool. Thanks for the suggestion. I will look into that. It's a social network for traders and investors on stock, futures, and forex. Cool. I'm gonna start off with just the TD Ameritrade stuff and just figure out how to use that, like go through a few tutorials first. But I know there's like a lot of other stuff out there. Excited to check it out. Thanks for letting me know. Sebi, Tina gonna be a stonks expert. Maybe one day, maybe I'll be a stonks expert. Although from more seasoned traders that I'm friends with, that I know, the more good, like the better a trader is, the more they realize that they're not an expert, the more they understand the risks that they're taking. That's what I've noticed. The more humble they become. That's a word for it. Justin, what time is your place and what time do you come online every day? I'm setting my alarm now. Cool. Yeah, I have in the descriptions, I have a live streaming Google Calendar. I do Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays from 7:30 until 9:30-ish a.m. CST. That's, well, yeah, I usually go a bit over because I just love chatting with you guys so much after. So Man, you've done Mech Eng and got a job as a data analyst. How to switch to a data scientist from data analyst? Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good. That's not that hard of a jump. Getting a job as a data analyst is actually what I recommend for a lot of people who don't have like a very technical background. Although like for you, Mech Eng, it's like pretty technical if you learn how to code, but yeah, like going from data analyst then to data scientist is a okay jump. You generally have to brush up on your technical skills, like coding skills, stats, math, that kind of stuff. Contrary to belief, you don't have to be an expert on machine learning or anything to be a data scientist. It's more like you need to be comfortable coding and using, how do you say, like using programmatic tools in order to find insights from data sets. And once you start doing that, I recommend like doing that, should do some basic courses, something to learn, and then just start doing projects that are related to that. At your current company, one of the best things that you can do if you're working already is try to find situations or opportunities in which you can use Python, for example, or like some sort of more programmatic tools to start doing your job, and then volunteering for work that's traditionally like more data science related. And then potentially you can do a parallel switch in your company to become a data scientist, or once you start getting all those data science real life impactful projects, then that's an indication to employers that you are in fact a data scientist, and then you can start applying for jobs that are data science specific. Very long answer, but I hope that helps. Oh, I actually do have a video on it as well. I totally forgot. It's about how to get a data science job. You can check that out. Playing a scam 1992 music in background. What is that? Should I play it too? Scam 1995. If it's not copyrighted and it's awesome, I'll play it too. Maybe from one of my study streams. Oh, it's a show? I don't think it's anime, right? Sorry, I'm so into anime. Okay. If it's copyright free, and it's okay because I don't make money. I don't monetize my streams anyway, but sometimes it's like even if you don't monetize your streams, you still get into trouble for using copyright music. If it works out logistically, I'll play it. All right, I gotta go. So Sukamrit, I'm sorry. I honestly just don't see your comment. I only comment that I see from you is you're not seeing my comment, which I responded to that I'm sorry I didn't see your comment. That's cool. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta run as well right now. So thanks everyone for joining. Have a great Friday. And have a great weekend as well. Ibrahim, good morning. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you caught me as I'm leaving. Or maybe you've been for a while. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining. This was really fun chatting as well. I'll see you guys on Monday for the next live stream. Bye.